Rates are very similar to ratios. However, rates are going to be where you have two quantities that you're comparing, but they have different units. Specifically, these units cannot be converted from one to the other. Okay, so they would be completely separate units. For example, cats to dogs. We have no mathematical equation that's going to allow me to turn my cat into my dog. As much as I may want to, it just can't happen. Same as, say, my 6-year-old son being turned into my cat. I can't do it. There's nothing that we'd be able to do that would allow that to happen. If that's the case, when you come across two units that cannot be converted from one to the other, then those units will stand. And instead of doing a simplified ratio, we are doing what's called a rate. So your units end up definitely being included. And most of the time, this is where we're talking about things like miles per hour, minutes per test, something to that effect, where at the end result, whatever value we get, say 360, well, that 360 has an actual unit. We're talking about, say, 360 miles per hour. Well, that would be talking about how fast a plane might be going, for example. So here we're going to look at a couple examples where we are going to reduce our rate, but our units stay the same. So the first one, we have 125 hits to 500 times at bat. So to do that, again, we're still going to use the same rule that we used with ratio, that the first one written is the numerator. So this is going to be 125 hits to 500 times at bat. So here what we just simply have to do is reduce. So 125 can go into 500. So this is going to end up giving you 1 hit per 4 times at bat. Or the other way that we like to say it is we like to say that this is 1/4, and then we would say hits per times at bat. Okay, so this is where that comes in. Where this slash here, this right here, means the word per. Okay, and it's really just as simple as that. Again, let's look at another one. I have 12 scholarships to 160 students. So this is 12 scholarships to 160 students. And again, all we want to do is reduce. So here I know 12 and 160 have a 4 in common. That's going to leave behind 3 scholarships to 40 students. And then remember, the other way to write this would be to say 3/40 scholarships per students, or per student. Okay, so those are just a real quick and dirty refresher on what it means to have rates. So notice that your units stay, they do not change, and they cannot reduce. Now the other type of rate that we have is called a unit rate. Now a unit rate is almost the same as a regular rate. However, you're going to write it specifically as a fraction. So here what's going to happen is, instead of still having, say, numbers in both your numerator and denominator, here when we reduce them down, we just get a single number written as either a reduced fraction or a whole number, and then we would include the units off the end. So here I have 360 gallons of water to 16 people. So the first thing we need to look at is what that says. So 3,600 gallons of water to 16 people. If we look specifically at that number, we're looking at 3,600 over 16, and this is going to reduce down to 225. So you'd go ahead and divide 3,600 by 16 and you'll get 225. So the answer here is written as 225 gallons of water per person. So essentially my denominator was reduced down to 1, and we're talking about how many does a single get. Okay. Again, here I have $399 to 28 hours. So if I'm looking at this, because we are talking about money, what you need to remember here is that money is given in decimal form. So this means what we're actually doing is we are going to be doing 399 divided by 28, and then this is going to give you dollars per hour. When you divide that out, you're going to end up with $14.25, and then this is per hour. Okay, and so this would be your result here. So again, notice we have a single value, and then we have our unit here. And here, just saying per hour works because that $sign takes care of your unit. So that is rates and unit rates. So if you have any questions, please let me know. Otherwise, relax, have fun, keep on smiling, and I'll see you next time.